My dear friend, take a deep breath right now and let the weight of the day slip off your shoulders for just a moment. Imagine you're sitting in a quiet room, the kind where the only sound is the soft rhythm of your own heartbeat, and suddenly, something warm and gentle wraps around you like an old, familiar blanket. That's how this moment feels. It's not by accident that your eyes landed here today. No, not at all. The heavens above, that vast and endless sky where God's love stretches out forever, had a hand in guiding you to these words. You see, there are times in our lives when we stumble upon something that seems ordinary, like a random note left on a kitchen table or a song playing on the radio that hits just right. But this is different. This is a whisper from the divine, a soft nudge from the one who knows every tear you've ever shed and every smile you've forced through the pain. God is speaking directly to you, saying, "My child, stop right here. Don't let your fingers wander to the next thing. Don't turn your gaze away, even for a second." You might be thinking to yourself, "Well, I just happened to scroll to this. It's probably nothing special." But let me tell you, with all the gentleness in my heart, that nothing in your life happens by pure chance when it comes to matters of the Spirit. The divine plan is like a beautifully woven tapestry, with threads of gold running through every twist and turn. And in this tapestry, your story has been carefully placed, right here, right now. This message you're reading didn't slip through the cracks of the universe once or twice. It was held back, not out of cruelty, but out of a deeper wisdom. It was blocked from reaching you 3 separate times. 3 times the gates of heaven hesitated, not because you weren't worthy, but because the timing needed to be perfect, like a flower blooming exactly when the sun kisses it just so. And yet, here it is, unfolding before your very eyes, as clear as the morning light breaking through the clouds. Why now? Because God Himself, in His infinite mercy and power, leaned forward from His throne and declared with a voice that echoes through eternity, "Let them see it. Let it touch their heart in this very instant." Something inside you has been stirring lately, hasn't it? Maybe it's a quiet ache in your chest that comes and goes without warning, or waves of feelings that rise up like the tide, joy mixed with a touch of sorrow, hope tangled with a whisper of doubt. You've been carrying this sense deep down that there's something missing, something that feels like it belongs to you, like a key to a door you've long forgotten. It's as if your soul has been reaching out in the night, fingers brushing against the edges of a promise that seems just out of grasp. Well, my friend, this is that moment. This is the turning point where the fog begins to lift, and the path ahead glows with a soft, inviting light. It's the beginning of everything starting to make sense, piece by piece. Right beside you, even as you read these words, stands Archangel Michael. Oh, what a mighty presence he brings. He's not like a faint breeze rustling the leaves. No, his arrival is like the steady march of a guardian warrior, firm and unyielding, pushing back the shadows that try to linger too long. He doesn't tiptoe into your life. He steps in with purpose, his sword of light gleaming, ready to defend what's yours. And through him, God is saying once more, "My child, this was crafted for you from the very first breath of creation. It was tucked away in the stars, hidden in the quiet corners of eternity, delayed by hands that weren't meant to hold it. It was even blocked by forces that envy the light in your spirit. But hear this truth, etched in the heavens. Nothing sealed by God's own hand can be taken from you forever. Not by doubt, not by betrayal, not by the passage of time. This is your sacred moment to open your arms wide and receive it fully. Think back for a second, if you can bear it, to those seasons that felt so heavy, so unending. The times when the people you trusted most, the ones who shared your table, your laughter, your secrets, were the very same who, in the quiet of their own hearts, wished for your light to dim just a little. They offered smiles that reached their eyes in the daylight, but in the hidden hours they whispered prayers not for your rise, but for their own, hoping your name would fade from the list of blessings. It stings to remember, doesn't it? That quiet betrayal, like salt in a fresh wound. But here's the beauty that redeems it all. Heaven never forgot you. Your name was etched in unbreakable ink on the scroll of promises, glowing brighter with every attempt to obscure it. They could drape a veil over it, bury it under layers of distraction, murmur against it in the dark. But erase it? Never. God himself stood watch, his eyes never leaving your story. And now, in this tender hour, he says with a father's gentle command, open it wide. Look upon it with wonder. Hold it close to your heart. It belongs to you, and you alone. This isn't merely a fleeting word of comfort, like a pat on the back from a passing friend. No, this is a delivery, straight from the storehouses of grace, wrapped in layers of divine care. The words you're absorbing right now are like the careful unwrapping of a gift, the paper crinkling softly as it reveals something inscribed with your name in letters of pure gold, letters that shimmer with the light of eternity. It's a promise making its way back home to you, after wandering the long roads of waiting. A blessing tailored so precisely to the shape of your life that when it settles in, you'll pause and marvel, how did I ever breathe without this fullness? Don't pull away now, not even for a heartbeat. Stay rooted in this sacred space, because in the very next breath, I'm going to share the profound reason why heaven permitted those 3 blocks, and how the release unfolding today is grander, more abundant than anything first imagined for you. God draws you nearer still, his voice like a warm hearth on a chilly evening, saying, my child, come closer now. There's a holy reason you're lingering here, allowing these words to seep into your soul. What I'm about to reveal isn't scattered to the winds for every passerby to catch. It's not for the masses rushing through their days. It's circled in the courts of heaven, marked especially for the one soul that's been on the angel's watch, and that precious one is you. Do you grasp why this message faced those 3 barriers? It's because the blessing it heralds is heavy with glory, too profound for idle glances or half-hearted hearts to behold without being transformed. The adversary, that sly shadow who prowls for moments of weakness, sensed the power in these words. He knew that if even a sliver of this truth pierced your awareness, you'd rise with a stride of unshakable assurance, your steps echoing with the rhythm of destiny. So he schemed, covering it with clouds of confusion, rerouting it through paths of delay, hissing to his allies, keep it from their sight, whatever the cost. But God, in his sovereign might, bent forward from the throne room and counted with unyielding finality. No, not this time. Picture it, if your heart can hold the vision. A gathering in the realms beyond our sight, where light dances like fireflies in an endless summer night. Angels assembled, their wings folding in reverence, the air humming with anticipation. And there, stepping into the center with a voice as steady as the mountains and fierce as a storm, was Archangel Michael. He addressed the Father with the boldness of one who has fought countless battles for the beloved, saying, Father, they have borne enough. Their heart has weathered the long nights of why and when, those hours when questions echo unanswered in the quiet. Their faith has been sifted like gold in the fire, emerging pure and radiant. The hour has come. It cannot be held back any longer. And God's response, a thunderous yet tender decree. So be it. Unseal the gates. Shatter every chain. Sweep away the final obstacles. Let them behold it in this very instant. That's the pull you're sensing now, that tug deep in your chest, a blend over that widens your eyes and a tremor that quickens your pulse. Your spirit recognizes the approach before your mind can name it, something swift and sure, racing toward you like a river breaking free from a dam. This isn't a trifling token, a mere pat of encouragement to tide you over. Nor is it some vague uplift that fades with the morning light. This is the very essence of what you've longed for in the hidden chambers of your prayers. Those midnight confessions spoken only to the stars and the one who hears all. The dreams you tucked away, thinking they might never take flight. The hopes you bargained down to something smaller, more attainable, just to quiet the ache. But heaven refused to let you settle. Those delays, they weren't punishments or oversights. They were divine pauses, breaths of preparation. When God holds back a gift, it's never to withhold joy. It's to multiply it, to let it swell like yeast in dough until it's bursting with abundance. Had it arrived at your first plea, it would have been sweet, a sip of cool water in the desert. But incomplete, lacking the depths that time alone can carve. The second sending, it would have warmed you, yes, but without the overflowing cup that now brims to spill into every dry place in your life. Those 3 blocks were necessary, like a sculptor chiseling away excess stone to reveal the masterpiece beneath. Now, as it draws near, it's grown too vast for the modest shelf you once cleared in your heart. It demands space, and in giving it, you'll find your world expanding to match. Archangel Michael lingers close, his gaze fixed on you with the intensity of a protector who knows the value of his charge. He urges, "My child, keep your eyes locked on this unfolding miracle. With every tick of the clock you remain here, attuned and open. Heaven flings wide yet another portal inscribed with your name. Each beat of your heart in harmony with this truth fastens another ribbon of grace to your inheritance. And let this sink deep. There was a soul, perhaps familiar, who once eyed this blessing with covetous hunger. They uttered your name in shadowed corners, not in prayer, but in schemes, smiling warmly to your face while inwardly plotting to reroute the path, to claim the parcel as their own. But the divine eye missed nothing. He inscribed a seal upon it, unbreakable as diamond, proclaiming, "What I have ordained for them cannot be bartered or bestowed elsewhere." That's why your name endured, unscratched, even amid storms that battered your standing, whispers that sought to tarnish your light. The delay accrued not loss, but lavish interest, every deferred day adding layers of richness, turning a seed into a harvest that sways golden in the wind. You're precisely where eternity mapped your steps from the dawn of time. So hold steady. Don't let your attention drift to the edges of distraction. The story isn't finished. The richest chapter awaits. I'm about to unveil how this treasure will make its entrance, and the unmistakable sign you'll encounter this very night, whispering that the wheels are already turning in your favor. God calls again, his tone laced with the intimacy of a parent drawing a weary child into an embrace. My child, linger here with me. Don't hasten past this sacred pause, for the words I'm breathing into your spirit now will trail you like faithful companions long after these lines fade from view. They'll slip through your door before the sun dips low, settle beside you in the hush of evening, and unravel the knots of questions you've borne in silence for years, queries too tender to voice aloud, yet heavy as stone in your chest. I see it so clearly, the way you're leaning forward, even if just a fraction, your heart tilting toward possibility like a flower to the sun. That flicker within, that soft inner voice murmuring, "Is this truly mine?" Yes, 1,000 times yes. It claims you utterly. This encounter isn't a detour born of idleness or curiosity. You didn't wander here on a whim. No, this is etched into the ledger of your days, a divine rendezvous scripted by the author's hand. And the hourglass has just tipped, the sands flowing swift and sure. Archangel Michael draws nearer still, his aura a fortress of light enveloping your being. 4 days, perhaps weeks, has patrolled the boundaries of your existence, a vigilant sentinel warding a cargo of incomparable worth en route to your shore. Whenever a tendril of darkness slithered near, whenever skepticism cooed its lullabies of despair, whenever life's tempests roared to drown your faith, he repelled them with unerring precision. Battles raged in veils you could never pierce, victories won on fronts invisible to mortal sight. And when the fourth interception loomed, that final desperate grasp at sabotage, he planted his blade into the ether with a resounding clash, proclaiming, "Enough. The moratorium ends here. Dispatch it without further hindrance." Heaven's chorus echoed assent, and so it is. That's the unrest rippling through you today, the unexplained hitches in your breath, the mind's unbidden drifts to half-formed yearnings, the way certain melodies or phrases resonate like bells in your soul. The very air has thickened with promise, molecules rearranging to accommodate the influx of glory headed your way. Mark this well. The arrival won't tiptoe with apology. It will surge like an ocean swell, flooding every barren nook and cranny until no corner of your life remains untouched by abundance. It seeks no invitation, for the divine counsel has already affirmed your preparedness. It may strike as abrupt as lightning, yet it's the culmination of every droplet of sorrow, every unspoken act of trust, every choice to uproot resentment before it could flower. This bounty bears your true name, not the label the world affixes, but the one hummed in celestial song before your first cry pierced the air. Long ago, in the timeless expanse before days were numbered, God beheld you, soul luminous and whole, and wove this juncture into the symphony of your existence. It was destined to seek you out, but only when your heart had ripened, able to cradle it without the tremor of fear. From Michael's lips now flows the assurance for your night. My child, before the stars claim the sky, you'll sense the dawn of this era. It may not parade in full regalia, but a subtle token will ignite your inner fire, a dialogue sparking from thin air, a note arriving unbidden, a kindness extended like a bridge over troubled waters, or a long-barred portal creaking ajar after seasons of silence. In that instant, these words will resurface, a beacon confirming heaven's machinery wears ceaselessly on your behalf. And from thence, no force can halt the torrent. Yet the tale deepens. Those who once averted their gaze, who feigned indifference or outright scorn, will catch wind of this bounty cascading into your world. Bewilderment will crease their brows. Why you, when their own pleas seem to echo unanswered? Envy may flicker in hidden glances, but denial will elude them. Your transformation will radiate undeniable testimony. A luminescence will cloak you, narrating volumes without a syllable uttered. Thus, dear one, anchor yourself in this current of release. The forthcoming revelation illuminates why the weight bore such gravity, and why those triple wards were essential before this passage cleared. God implores with earnest clarity, "My child, attend closely now, as if the world has hushed for your sake alone. If you've yearned for an emblem unclouded by ambiguity, if unexplained surges of feeling have tugged at your core, elation cresting into unexplained mist in your eyes, this is your anchor. This elucidates the stirrings in your depths, the dreams vivid as daylight, the way trifles pierce with poignant force. Thrice this tidings assayed your threshold, thrice the boon stood arrayed, the remedy already afoot. Yet each eve the portals sealed anew. You might deem it caprice of fate, but heaven counters tenderly. Nay, my child, 'twas guardianship profound. The inaugural dispatch, shadows lurked too intimate, comrades whose facades masked spirits unfit to rejoice in your ascent. Their grins veiled thorns, poised to pluck your petals ere they bloomed. Thus, celestial wardens interposed a gossamer shroud, veiling the vista till averted with a gazes unfit. The duo dispatch, your spirit yet mended from lacerations unseen, spectral scars that time alone could soothe. Arrival then might have sown seeds of skepticism. You'd have probed its verity, perchance spurned it in self-doubt's grip, deeming yourself unworthy of such splendor. Heaven murmured, tarry yet. Grant them respite to mend, to flourish, to reclaim belief's tender bloom. Ah, the tertiary, nearest it ever grazed your grasp. The parcel hovered palpable, not to ocular proof but to soul's keen intuition, fingers ethereal brushing its contours. And lo, as unveiling impended, tumult erupted unforeseen. A maelstrom of diversion contrived to persuade divine reticence. But silence it was not. Vigilant watch it held, cocooning the boon from fracture ere contact. Now, epochs transmute. No distant phalanx of guardians now. Nay, they bear it earthward, pinions unfurled, gate inexorable. No quaternary impasse looms. Retreat is forfeit.